And I got past that.
So I wake up in the morning, I actually grab my kettle and I put my water on in my temperature kettle because I make a cup of coffee in the morning. And then I literally go out in my cold tub and I sit in my cold tub for like 3 minutes. And then I come back in. That's how I heat myself up, is with my coffee. And it's like the best. I love it. So I don't even know what the hell I would do.
Cold tub first thing in the morning?
I have to do it immediately around.
I like the idea of doing a cold tub in the morning, like for that initial task. Like it must wake you up like no other.
There's a couple reasons why I do it.
I would be like, how do you feel training the rest of the day? Like everything
Amazing.
not like super tight?
Amazing.
This is fascinating. Wait, you wake up and sit in 32-degree water for 3 minutes?
Yeah, immediately. I roll out of bed. I literally, the only thing I do in between is I grab my kettle and I warm it up. I get my kettle going. So like right when I'm out of the water, typically what I do when I come out is I grab my kids and I give them hugs and make sure that they know that, hey, it's time to wake up. And then I go make my cup of coffee. But there's two reasons why I did it. I used to do it randomly throughout the day. And then I started to notice that when I did it in the evening, I would actually shiver a lot faster when I got in. Like I got in and I would be in for like a minute and I would start to shiver. And I was like, man, that's so weird. I wonder why at night. And it was always at nighttime. At nighttime was the worst. Like I hated it. I hated even being in it. And then I actually started reading, or I listened to a podcast that had Dr. Matthew Walker on it. And he's a sleep doctor. And he actually, and this made sense for me why I actually preferred doing it in the morning, because when I would do it in the morning, I would have no issues. I'd get in, I used to use my clock because I wanted to see how long I was staying in for, because how I would do it, I do 20 deep breaths and then I get out. And so I would start my clock, and the moment I hit start, it was like, there's no more thinking, just get in the fucking tub. All right. Like no more.
Yeah. No more opinion.
No more opinion, right? You're getting in. No more like, am I going to do this or am I not going to do this?
Isn't the clock awesome like that? You go in there in the garage and you're like, I'm not really going to work out. And then you start the clock.
Turn
and
the
you're
clock
like,
on. It's like, nope, I got to going. And so I did the same thing with the cold tub. I don't have to do that anymore. The moment I lift the lid, it's like, okay, I'm getting in. And so, but anyways, going back to it, I noticed in the mornings I just had no issues with it. I got in, I wouldn't even really get that cold. Like I would be cold, but it wasn't like I was shivering or anything like that. And so I'm listening to the podcast with Dr. Matthew Walker, and he's saying that your body temperature actually is hottest in the morning. Your core temperature is warmest in the morning, and then it's lowest at night, right before you go to bed. That's actually how your body wakes you up, as your core temperature rises, and that's how you wake up. And so that makes a lot of sense, right? I'm getting in the cold tub in the morning. My body's hot. I'm already
but how much? We're not even talking 1 degree difference between going to bed and waking up, are we?
It's enough. It's enough to where, man, it is noticeably different getting in and out of that cold tub. Try it. Try to do a cold tub in the morning and do it in the evening and see.
I've never even done a cold tub.
I literally got I have the ice chest, right? It wasn't my idea. I got it from
freeze.
Chest freezer, deep freezer. And I just silicone the inside, and then I have it on a timer, and it runs 2 hours a night, 2 or 3 hours a night, and it keeps it around.
It's like an actual freezer,
degrees.
like someone would buy to put meat in.
And you
just have it filled with water.
Yeah,
and you turn it. That's what I've done for the last.
That's what I've done for the last 4 years.
And you turn it to the highest setting so it doesn't freeze the water.
Yeah, I got the idea. No, so it's all, it's just turned up to the highest setting, and there will be sometimes there will be layers of ice on top, and you just have to break through it. But that's only if you run it a little too long. But I've kind of dialed it in to where it sits at about 30, 35, 34 degrees.
Yeah,
and, did you seal yours too, Matt? Did you seal yours?
Yeah, so I put like just outdoor caulking on all the seams, and then I put a aquatic fan in it because like I found the water was going funky after like, I don't know, 2-3 weeks. And
I have to change it every 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, so I put an aquatic fan in it so it circulated the water. And then I put mine on, it wasn't on a timer, it was on a thermostat. And so it's like an agricultural, like for hatching chicken eggs type thing. And you just plug it into that, you put the thermostat in the tub, and you set it for like, hey, when the tub hits 32 degrees, it cuts off the power until the temperature rises to like 35 degrees. And then I also had like like a
I
little
can't believe this thing can
chlorine
hold that much
floaty.
weight. I can't believe this thing can hold that much water.
I mean, it's just sitting on the ground.
Yeah, it's just sitting on the
yes.
ground, right? Yeah, exactly. It's like
I mean, you're not
it's,
trying to move it like that.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
said
you ain't
put
gonna move it anywhere.
Yeah. Sorry, Matt, I cut you off. You put chlorine in your water?
Yeah, like I just had like this little floaty thing, and you could buy these little tiny tablets of chlorine. And so like I was able to go, I don't know, maybe like month and a half, 2 months before I had to change the water. And it was fine. Like I kept it in a shed outside next to the sauna, and I would just go back and forth. I love doing contrast. That is the best.
The only thing with the contrast is you start to sweat, and that definitely gunks up your water a little more.
Oh yeah, it was nasty.
I only start to do the contrast right when I know I'm gonna change the water out. Like it's like, okay, the water's getting a little funky. I'll probably go like 1 or 2 more days, and I'll do contrast then because I'm not really worried about it. I'm like, okay, it's just
my water never really got gunky, but like I always did my ice bath after training. Like I only did it. I never did it like you are, where it's like on its standalone. It was always as soon as I'm done training, sauna and ice bath back and forth, and then on top of that too, Tia and I were usually doing it together. So that water got it probably saw some things.
Yeah.
Separately, or can 2 people go in there?
No, I had a small one, so we would just alternate back and forth.
How do you get the water out?
There's a little plug at the bottom.
See the plug. I have my plug actually like sealed off, and I use a bucket. And so I just take like a 5-gallon bucket and I scoop the water out. Mine's not very big. It's only 14 and a half square feet, cubic inches. I'm sorry, 14 and a half or cubic feet. Sorry.
Yeah, cubic feet.
And so then I take a 5-gallon bucket. I scoop it out until it's almost at the bottom, which it takes me like, I don't know, like a few minutes. And then I tip it over, and then I take some bleach and I bleach it out.
Do you water your plants with that water?
I water somebody's plants, my neighbors, because it rolls down my driveway. I got a sub pump, and then but that kind of like, it didn't really, I don't know, it was kind of annoying.